Hi, this is the Voice Explainer. Today I'll be explaining the movie named The Final Girls. The movie starts with a girl named Meg. She is sitting in her car. Her mother, who used to be an actress in horror films, joins her. Her mother acted so well that her horror movies looked real. Max and her mom had a close bond. They sang songs together in a car. While driving, their car crashes into another. It's a bad accident, and sadly, Max's mother dies. 3 years later, Max has started to move on. She is at cafe with her friends, one girl and a boy named Chris. Then a girl's brother shows up. He brings some books and a poster of an old horror movie called A Bloodbath. He says the movie is being showed again in cinemas. He loves horror movie and suggests they all go to watch it. Max's mother was in that movie. At first, Max says no, but her friend convinces her to come. So Max, Chris, her female friend, the brother, and an old friend of Max go to the cinema. The hall is packed. Everyone is excited to see the movie. As the movie starts, everyone is watching closely and enjoying it. Then a man drinking alcohol drops his bottle. The alcohol spills and spreads on the floor and onto a curtain. No one notices because there is a focused on the screen. Another man is smoking nearby. His cigarette falls on the spilled alcohol and fire starts. Soon the entire cinema catches fire. Max becomes very scared. Then she sees a big knife in front of her. Max couldn't find a way to escape the fire, so she took the big knife and cut through the projector screen. The one of the movie was playing on. She and her friends went inside it to save themselves, but once they passed through the screen, they all fainted. When they woke up, they found themselves in a forest surrounded by trees. They were confused and didn't know where they were. As they looked around, a car appears. Inside it were a man and a woman. They were characters from the Bloodbath movie. Everyone was shocked. They saw the same car and characters appear 2 more times, exactly the same each time. That's when they realized something strange. They were inside the movie itself. They were stuck there, maybe for the whole movie's duration. They accepted this strange reality and got into the car with the movie characters. When Max looked backside, she saw her mother sitting in the car. Her eyes filled with tears. She loved her mom deeply, and now, after her death, she was seeing her again alive in this movie's world. The movie characters took them to house. They were planning a party and invited Max and her friends to join. Luckily, Max and her friends had seen the movie before. They knew that was going to happen next. They also knew a killer appeared in a movie and starts killing people, especially when they are gathered together at a party. Later in the forest, Max and her friends saw a couple spending time together. Suddenly a killer appeared and murdered the couple. At first, Max and her friends thought it wasn't real, since it was just a movie. They believed the killer wouldn't harm them because they weren't the part of the original story. But they were wrong. The brother of Max's female friend stepped forward and killer stabbed him with the big knife. He died right in front of them. That's when they realized the killer can kill them too. Now only 4 of them were left, Chris, Max, and her 2 female friends. They ran back to the house. Max told her friend, "We must not stick together or we will all get killed. Let's split up and go talk to each movie character." Later, a woman in a black dress appeared. She was the only survivor in the original Bloodbath movie. Max and her friends talked with her about the killer. Then suddenly Max and her friends shown a flashback, the scene from the killer's past. They saw his childhood memories. A group of students had come to summer camp. The other kids bullied the killer when he was just a young boy. He ran and hid in small place. The kids in the flashback had thrown fireworks at the boy, which injured him badly and ruined his face. After that, he made a mask to cover his face. Then he picked up a big knife and started taking revenge by killing everyone. When the flashback ended, a few drops of blood fell on the Max's female friend's face. The vision stopped and they found themselves back in the movie scene. But the blood was still there on her face. That scares them. They didn't know where it came from, so they all started running. Then we see the same 2 characters from the earlier driving away in the car. Suddenly the boy in the car falls out and dies after bending awkwardly. Right after that, the car explodes, killing the woman in the black dress, the survivor from the original movie. This made Max and her friends realizing something shocking. What's happening is now is not part of the original movie story. That means even though they had watched the movie before, it couldn't help them now. Things were changing. Max tells the movie character were from the future. The character starts believing her because their clothes and behavior clearly looked different from the 80s style. Now they all start thinking of a way to defeat the killer. Chris comes up with a plan. He draws it on a board and explains to the group. We will set up traps all over the house and play the party music. The killer will think everyone is gathered in one place. When he comes to attack, we will fall into our traps and we will be able to defeat him. That's the only way we can get out of this movie. Everyone starts helping to set the traps in the house. Meanwhile, Max talks to her young mother. She wasn't married yet and didn't know she had a daughter. Max tells to everything and promises, if we stop the killer, I will take you with me. The house is now ready with traps. They start playing the party music. One of the female movie characters is asked her to dance to attract the killer. As expected, the killer hears the music and heads towards the house. But the plan starts going wrong. The girl dancing gets scared when she sees the killer coming. She tried to run but her foot gets caught in a trap. She falls and her face gets caught in an iron trap. She dies there. Then they shut the door quickly. There was a sword placed behind it. They had set up a trap using a big wooden lock tied with ropes. When the killer arrived, they went upstairs and cut the rope. The heavy wooden fell and hit the killer, and the sword stabbed into her body. Everyone thought he was dead and they had won. But that wasn't true. The killer got up again and killed another character from the movie. Now only Max and Chris left with an idea. They lit some arrows on fire and shot them at the killer. After that, they ran upstairs where more traps were set. There was a bucket full of petrol meant to spill on the killer and set him on fire. But the trap got stuck and didn't work. The killer kept coming closer. Max's two female friends tried to throw petrol on him themselves. This time they succeeded. The killer caught fire but the flames spread and both girls were burned too. Now only Max, Chris and Max's mother were left. Then the killer came back to lift again. The fire didn't kill him. He stood up and chased them. He attacked Chris and injured him badly. Then he grabbed Max's mother and took her away. Max carries injured Chris to church and told him to stay there and rest. She picked up a sharp tool and went after the killer to save her mother. She followed him into the forest and found her mom locked in a house. Max freed her, but the killer arrived and attacked again. Max's mother fought back and managed to kill him. She brought Max to the church, but the killer wasn't fully dead yet. Max's mother decided to sacrifice herself to save her daughter. She bravely faced the killer to protect the Max because she loved her and believed she was pure and good. She wanted to end the killer forever. Meanwhile, in the church, Chris lost too much blood and died. The killer killed Max's mother too. Max became furious. She fought him with a sword and finally cut off his head, killing him for good. That was the end of the Bloodbath movie. Surprisingly, all of Max's friends came back to their life. They woke up outside the movie but fainted. When they opened their eyes, they were in a hospital. They looked at their bodies and saw real wounds, the same ones they had received inside the movie. This proved that it wasn't dream or fantasy. Everything really happened to them. And with this mystery, the movie ends. Thank you for watching.